Bulletcast for life.
What up? This is Real American, We the People, Jack Swagger, and you're listening to the Bulletcast. No, I'm not in the Bullet Club.
This is X-Pac, and you're listening to the Bulletcast.
This is Shane Cody, and I want you to listen to the Bulletcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. Just in case if you don't, I am a 25-year-old piece of gold. Oh, my God. Jesus, I got older. I am the microphone messiah, and I am your current reigning, defending, 10-time Bulletcast champion, just like Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Roddy Strong, and Adam Cole, baby. This title reign is hashtag forever undisputed. For life, brother. It is the first Bulletcast of 2021. I'm incredibly excited, guys. I really am. You know, it's about time. It's about time that this was in my grasp. This is why you need to watch the video so you can see this beautiful masterpiece that I had created. Shout out West Coast Design. But you know I never do these alone. He's my tag team partner, the Jim of my J, the Totem of Arn, the Stevie Ray to my Booker T. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the host of the award-winning Under the Radar, host and creator of Curveballs and Share Shots. He is a 10-time Bulletcast champion as well. The Canadian Destroyer, BT Brandon Tanguma. Brandon, Happy New Year, bud. How you doing? You doing all right?
Happy New Year, Phillip. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
But I'm not doing all that well because, you know, first time ever we did Wrestle Kingdom as a part of the Bulletcast Championship. But I'm perfectly fine with that. I watched New Japan. I love it. WrestleMania was 2 days last year. We did both days. That's fine. I understand. It's two shows. We can defend that both days. But then, you know, somebody wins it the first day, and then we don't even defend it week 2 or day 2. So when I'm the champion, I have to defend it on the show. We never do. But then when somebody else is the champion, then, you know, apparently day 2 doesn't even matter, apparently.
Look, I told everyone on and off air, we'll just do night 1, guys. We'll just do night 1. That's what I told the people. I mean, the better matches, you know, they were on night 1. I mean, let's be real. I didn't even watch night 2. I didn't even watch it. Didn't even care to watch.
You didn't see our boy Jeff Cobb and Shingo Takagi put on an absolute banger?
No, I did not. Jeff, I love you. I love you, bud. You know, you've been on the show. You're a great guy. I haven't seen it. I'm sorry. I haven't. No.
When we get later on in the podcast, we'll do Wrestle Kingdom thoughts. I'll do 1 and 2. Phillip will just do 1.
Wow. You know, I saw a little bit of my boy the Switchblade doing some things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 205, New Year, same-ish. Nothing changes. Same mentality going through. We're here to achieve goals. All right, so let's get into it. This is going to be kind of, when we talk about Smackdown and Raw, just kind of stuff that's happened in the last couple weeks, because, you know, we did the Bulletcast Awards. That was our last episode. All right, so Smackdown, Big E wins the Intercontinental Championship. How do you feel about that?
I'm very excited for Big E. Finally, he kind of makes that next step. I thought it was a good match. They've been building up for a little bit now. I think people have been thinking Big E might be a viable Royal Rumble contender, but I think at this point, with him winning the IC title, I don't think he's going to be winning the Royal Rumble this year. Maybe next year. I think we'll get into Royal Rumble predictions sooner rather than later. But I'm looking at Daniel Bryan again. I feel like I do that every single year, and I always get disappointed. But I'm really excited to see what Big E can do. I know maybe with the death of Brody Lee, maybe he kind of has an extra motivation. He's trying to be something. And I have very high expectations for Big E. I think he can be. I mean, they don't have a lot of like young baby faces that I think can connect with the crowd. I think Big E is honestly one of those people.
Absolutely, Big E. You know, what if he broke out Brody's discus lariat? I think that'd be a cool move for him to throw in there every once in a game. Big E could win the Royal Rumble. We don't know, man. You know, anything could happen in the world of WWE. You know, we don't know. I'm still pulling for Lana to either win it or be in the final 2, bottom 4. One of those things. You know what I mean? Roman Reigns.
Lana has like a busted elbow or shoulder and some feet injuries or something.
Get well soon, baby girl. Get well soon. Roman Reigns, he retained the Universal Championship in a steel cage match against Kevin Owens. Then you follow it up with Kevin Owens being thrown off the platform in the virtual WWE universe.
Yes, that did happen. Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns. I mean, it's basically WWE what we've been seeing for years now. Good in-ring match, and then the finish is doggish. And they had football leading into SmackDown on the East Coast on Christmas. It led to a really big rating. I think, yeah, maybe impress some people, but I think Roman Reigns is doing great work. They're also kind of protecting Kevin Owens a tad bit. But I think at this point where it's like I think Kevin, as much as I love him, I feel as though he's almost kind of beyond the point of repair. So you can protect him and do these kind of finishes and stuff, which I'm okay with. But it's like, you're not going to if you're going to go back to the wall, Kevin Owens is not going to be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns. It's going to be somebody else, whether it's The Rock or Daniel Bryan or Big E in a year. Kevin Owens isn't the guy, unfortunately. He could have been, but it's just not going to happen.
Hey, that'd be nice. Just let Roman have a grasp on that for a year. You didn't like the finish of the steel cage match?
It's a steel cage match. What's the point of a steel cage match, Phillip?
For no interference, nobody to get in.
And then what happened?
Say so.
Handcuffed him. Interfered. Technically didn't get into the cage, which thank God, because we've seen so many Cage in Hell in a Cell matches where someone actually gets into the cage. But yeah.
I mean, look, I liked it because normally somebody's like, help me out. Kevin didn't do that. He just sat there and he was like, you a little biatch. He just sat there and took his L. Like he realized what was going down. So I liked it for that reason.
And going back to the Big E, Sami Zayn stipulation, that was the lumberjack match, and that was the stipulation that actually held up its end of the bargain. It didn't end in some schmoz where the heel and babyface lumberjacks were just fighting, and then Sami can just scurry out or do some sort of cheeky underhanded tactics to get the win. No, he tried to leave. The babyface lumberjack pulled him back in. He was kicking and screaming. Big E hits his finish, and he wins. That's what a lumberjack match should be. A cage match should be the blow off. It should be no interference whatsoever. There shouldn't be an escape the cage rule, but that's WWE for you. I do like AEW not doing that the one time they had a cage match. But overall, I think SmackDown has definitely been really good these past, ever since Roman returned. But I think they've started to hit their peak. We saw with the big rating after on Christmas Day with the football lead. And so I think people are starting to recognize that SmackDown, it should be the A show because it's on Fox, but I think it's definitely the better show at this point.
Oh no, absolutely, hands down, absolutely. All right, we're gonna. This is outside of the ring news, but I didn't put it there. It has to be its own separate topic. Hogan gets the cold shoulder from younger talent. So my boy Sir Walkins of the Jobber Tears podcast, go follow those guys. They do great work out there in New York. Yeah, he took to Instagram and cut a nice little 3 to 4 minute promo about Hogan has gone on record and said, since he's been back with the company. Younger talent, whether it be African American or whatnot, have given him the cold shoulder. I wonder why. Why do you think that is, Brandon? Why is Hogan be getting the cold shoulder?
Well, I think it would be because he was caught on tape saying some racially insensitive as well as some racial slurs on a hidden camera, and then he gets banned from WWE. And then when he comes back, he has a little meeting with the boys and girls, and basically the gist of the story of him and his apology was, brother, just watch who you're with and don't get secretly recorded. Nothing to do with what he actually said.
Yeah, and the reports were that New Day and Titus and all the black wrestlers, they've walked out or whatever. Yeah, man. I mean, Hogan's not sorry for what he said. He's sorry that he got caught, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we've been talking about this for we're going on 6 years with this story. Look, man. Look, I get it. He's a big icon, sure. We're tired of looking at him. We really are. Nobody F's with Hogan. Nobody's with that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also the current generation. There's some older ones that maybe are kind of the 30 plus year olds, but our age and a little bit younger, they don't connect with Hogan as much as maybe some people 10 to 15 years older than us. And so they probably have some sort of nostalgia for Hogan, but it's not like if this was 10 years ago. It's people who really grew up with Hogan. And so they probably respect him for everything he did. But there's also, there's a culture now, which I think is good, for better, for worse sometimes, where it's people see that if you do something really bad and you exactly aren't, thoughtful in your apology, which this apology really wasn't all that great. And even outside of the WWE locker room, thing that apparently happened. Like it doesn't seem like he's really like remorseful or like tries to go out of his way to prove that he's a changed man.
Absolutely. All right, moving on from that, X-Pac has been cleared from Hemp C and wants to wrestle again. He was diagnosed with this, I guess, during his TNA run, and I mean, he was in that Cow Palace Battle Royale, right? So how could he? I guess the story I read was he could do like multi-man matches or something like that, like quick encounters, but nothing like for a long duration. So I guess X-Pac announced on his podcast this is the year he wants to have a little retirement tour.
I'm not a doctor. I don't exactly know what everything that goes on with Hep C and everything like that. But I mean, if he's cleared, if the doctors say it's 100% fine, if he bleeds or if anything happens to where it won't be transmittable, I mean, I'm cool with it. But also, we're in a pandemic and people and blah, 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 blah. Who knows if indie shows are even going to be around? I mean, I think we're not going to see like full-fledged indie shows until like, the fall of this year.
Absolutely. All right, outside of the ring, AEW retired the current version of the TNT Championship, which in reality they just changed the strap from red to black. It looks different, right? A black strap on the title, it makes it look nice. Anyway, they gave the red one to Brody's son, which that was a cool thing that they did. Shout out to AEW on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I think we talked about it. Like, I was not a big fan of the red strap, so putting the black strap on it, I think it looks a whole hell of a lot better.
There we go. All right, CM Punk tried to buy Ring of Honor back in 2010. How do you feel about that?
I mean, back in 2010, he was with WWE, so he had a little bit of money. And I wasn't really a fan back then, so I can't exactly comment on what ROH was looking like. But if CM Punk, this also kind of shows like how much CM Punk loved the business at this point to where he was willing to buy a whole company and maybe try to save it. But that doesn't seem like the case anymore because I don't think he can do it now because Sinclair owns it, and that's a really big corporation that is even bigger than WWE, and people don't really recognize that. But it's a little interesting tidbit.
Absolutely. All right, there is a Rowdy Piper biopic in the works, and The Rock's $7 production company is going to be helping make this movie. They've made or helped make other movies like Hobbs and Shaw. What else? The Jumanji, Black Adam, stuff like that, Shazam. They've helped make stuff like that. So what are your thoughts on a Roddy Piper biopic?
I think it's a really good idea. I think Roddy Piper has a very distinct story, and people are gonna want to think of what happened in WWF and WCW, but also like beforehand, what happened like in his younger years, and even like up in Washington and everything like that. So he has a really troubling background, which I think maybe not a lot of people like know too much about. So I think if people kind of go into it and their eyes will be open to exactly what his story was. And I think it's a very interesting story as well. And also a sad story, especially when he did that, HBO interview and is like, in 15 years, I'm not going to be here. And he didn't make those 15 years.
Yeah, that's that's sad. What did he actually die of? Do we know? He had some kind of illness, right? It wasn't from the bumps or the bruises. Do we know?
I guess this is the daily thing I go Google.
Yes, this is the part where Brandon has to Google the things I want to know, even if they're as gruesome as how somebody died, how somebody lost their life, how they are no longer with us. So do we have an answer yet, Brandon?
Okay, so on July 31st, 2015, he died in his sleep at the age of 61 in Hollywood, California. His death certificate cites a cardiopulmonary arrest caused by hypertension. So he had a pulmonary embolism, I guess.
Okay. Well,
so a lot of big words that I cannot talk about because I'm not a doctor, as I said earlier.
Yes. 61. Jesus, that's how old Sting is. Oh, my God.
People want Sting to wrestle.
Yes. Wrestle Kingdom 15 happened. Night one happened on my birthday, which is how I acquired that bad boy. Let me see here. Night one, it was cool. I thought the match of the night was Okada versus Ospreay. I was really looking forward to that to see what the Rainmaker was going to do, and he handled business. And shout out to Kota Ibushi finally winning the IWGP Championship. He becomes God. You know what I mean?
That's all you got to say about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Cindy. Cindy, she does her Into the Stratosphere. She recaps both nights because she watched both nights. But for me, I really enjoyed Wrestle Kingdom. I thought, fantastic show as they usually always are. I think with the whole 2-night thing, I think New Japan kind of needs to look at and to see like the storylines of having double champion or defending both nights and maybe kind of stepping away from that. But overall, I thought the matches, they all delivered. I thought they were all fantastic. I agree with Phillip. I really enjoyed Will Ospreay and Okada. I think that was the match of the night for me, night one. Going to night two, I mean, I think it's really close. I think night two might have just snuck it out. I think it was a better show. I think, as I said, Jeff Cobb, Shingo Takagi, never open weight title, just an absolute banger too. Just big, beefy, thick boys just beating the hell out of each other. I enjoyed it quite a bit. We got Hiromu Takahashi and Taiji Ishimori junior heavyweight title. They put on a clinic. Crowd, I don't think it was as hot as maybe I wanted them to be, but with them, working so fast paced and not able to make audible with their mouth noises, it might be a little hard for them to keep up with the clapping. And then the main event, Kota Ibushi defending the double gold against Jay White. And I mean, just a marathon of a match. 48 minutes, 5 seconds, I believe, was the official time. Longest Tokyo Dome match ever. So it surpasses, the greatest match of all time, Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada from a few years back, which Philip is probably happy that match is stricken from the record books now. But it was just like a cathartic, end of the game boss fight where just they hit every big moves. I think Kota kicks out of the switchblade was like one of the first times that ever happened. Kota gets the win. Sonata comes out and challenges him, but then he steps aside like a babyface should, and Kota Ibushi cuts his little promo. He announces or kind of talks about how he wants to unify those belts. So I'm all for that. Less titles, the better. And then Jay White, I think, made the most news, especially here in North America with his English promo, kind of just maniacally laughing and just like, I go through all this for you people. And this is the, response I get. And I'm quitting. And after New Year's Dash, this is my last New Japan show. What does that mean? I don't know. Personally, I think he's staying with New Japan. But Jay White, I think if people don't need to if they don't know, they need to know. Jay White is the best heel in the business. I know Roman is doing great work and I've been singing his praises, but Jay White is the best heel in the business right now.
Man, let me talk about the credit of Jay White real quick, and Okada, Omega. I mean, still, guys, Randy Orton and Edge, they literally just had the greatest wrestling match ever. I don't know why people don't want to accept that. Anyway, so look, that Cow Palace show that New Japan did out here, when Jay White and Juice Robinson wrestled for the U.S. title, the pop that Juice got was like, I don't know, like Magnum TA winning the U.S. title back in the 80s. Like, it was a massive pop like that. And that's a credit to the heel work that Jay White put in that night and just all the weeks and months leading up to that eventual match. So, no, that's a credit to Jay White. He's a big deal. I like the switchblade. Switchblade. I breathe in with the switchblade. I'm a fan of his. Where does he go if he does leave New Japan? I don't know. That'd be very interesting, That really would be.
I'm wondering if maybe this is like a sign of a babyface turn. I kind of hope not. I know kind of Bullet Club is getting a little crowded right now with Evil and everything like that, but they don't. I mean, especially now with Will Ospreay turning, they don't have a lot of gaijin baby faces at the moment. I mean, Juice is there and some other people, but I kind of hope Jay White stays heel, and it's just a compliment of what he's done. Because I remember a few years back when he debuted as a Switchblade, I wasn't the biggest fan of him because he just kind of felt like a young guy just kind of cosplaying the Switchblade. But now he's gotten a little older. He got the beard. He's really come into his own. And as you said, I mean, that Cow Palace show technically probably wasn't the best match of the night, but just, the smartest of smart crowd was booing the hell out of Jay White. And that's what he can do. And I mean, fantastic stuff.
It was the psychology, like everything that went into it. The little mishap with pushing JR and Josh Barnett getting involved, and it all just played out. I wanted to talk about this too. Marty Scurll and Ring of Honor have officially parted ways. I mean, Marty, he did weird-ish. He did some weird-ish, which Mex Mendoza has tried to defend what Marty did, and I'm like, nah, bro, that's not okay. We don't just have relations with 16-year-old girls. So if anybody does pick up Marty Scurll, who do you think that should be?
See, the Marty Skrull situation, it's like complicated and it's kind of like I don't know exactly how to tackle it. It's almost kind of like I kind of equate it to the Matt Riddle situation because it's like Matt Riddle has his accusations. They're kind of muddy and we don't exactly know like the true what exactly happened. He's not like David Starr or Joey Ryan, where it's like it's clear cut. What they did was terrible. Banish them to the Shadow Realm, and if they never wrestle again, fine. But then for Marty and some of the other maybe UK guys, it's like they did some bad things, but it's like how do we give them a second chance? And if so, especially because we're in the pandemic, like whenever they come back, it'll be the first time people see them. So it's like they're gonna probably like get a real negative reaction. It's probably gonna be some blowback because there hasn't been like any indie show or any show whatsoever where you really seen any of these people.
Marty's presence was felt on AEW last night with the whole whoop whoop too sweet thing. Look, so a couple things you just said. Matt Riddle's accusers have been coming after him for years, like even before WWE, like when he was on the Indies or whatever. And I guess that's been put to bed. Joey Ryan, I mean, we talked about that video he did, right?
Unfortunately,
yeah, which he provided a lot of evidence. I'm still kind of on the fence about that stuff. But Marty, I mean, did he blatantly just say like, yeah, this happened, but it was consensual? Is that what he said?
that's pretty much what happened. And it's been like, what is it, like 6-8 months at this point, and he's been pretty quiet. Like I follow him on Instagram, and I think he's posted like some photos here and there, not exactly going too much. He did post a photo today of just him full gimmick, with the mask on and everything. I don't know what that means if he's because like the logical place would be AEW, especially with what happened at the end of the show. But like there's still people there, and I know they did the whole whoop whoop chant and everything like that, but I don't know if it's like you wait long enough and people just forget, or it's Marty Skrull and he's charismatic and people like him, kind of like Matt Riddle. But I mean, Velveteen Dream, we thought maybe that would be the case, but even like me personally, or I mean, I know it's just me personally speaking, but it's like he feels cooled off and it's just kind of like icky, especially because he has like a real sexualized character. So I don't know, they're all kind of different scenarios and different gimmicks, but I think if he is going to AEW, I think you still got to wait a little bit.
Absolutely. I was hoping you were going to talk a little bit longer so I could finish chewing the breadsticks here. Oh my god. Oh Jesus.
Are they Olive Garden breadsticks?
No, Little Caesars.
Damn.
I'm not really an Olive Garden guy.
Well,
I'm not an Olive Garden. Well, what's so great about Olive Garden? Tell us.
It's the breadsticks, of course. I mean, we have one here in the Bay Area and in the Hayward area on Hesperian, but it's always like a hour wait to get in. So I usually never go to Olive Garden. I used to order the takeout all the time. So I used to get like the raviolis. Those were the bomb.com as a child.
You didn't go to Rigatoni's and get the raviolis? Get their microwaved ravioli? You didn't do that?
No, did not. R.I.P. Bancheros. If you know, you know. Bancheros is the GOAT.
Okay, all right. This day in wrestling, Gene Kiniski wins the NWA title in 1966. Oh boy. Jesse the Body Ventura makes his commentary debut in 1985. The Mountie debuts in 1991. Tatanka and Papa Shango debut in 1992. I think it was All Star Wrestling or Wrestling Superstars, one of the two. Tully Blanchard makes his ECW debut in 1995. ECW Guilty as Charged, the last ever ECW pay-per-view for the original ECW, happened on this day in 2001. I can't believe 2001's been 20 years already. Isn't that crazy, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
It's mind-blowing to me. All right, Raw on this day in 2002. This is, the big Triple H return where he comes back at the Garden, a massive pop. My boy Sam Roberts, he was there. He can tell you all about it. Go listen to his show. New Year's resolution 2007. You have Kenny Dykstra defeating Ric Flair. You have Mickie James retaining the women's title against Victoria. And you have Rated RKO and DX wrestling for the tag titles in a no finish. Raw on this day in 2008, Jeff Hardy wrestles Umaga. TNA on this day in 2008, Awesome Kong defeats Gail Kim for the Knockouts title. Raw on this day in 2013, CM Punk defeats Ryback in a TLC match to retain the WWE Championship. And TNA on this day in 2015, Bobby Lashley defeats Robert Roode to once again become the TNA champion. Do you have any thoughts about the things that happened on this day?
The only thing that stuck out to me was New Year's resolution. Kenny Dykstra beating Ric Flair. That seems like a trivia question to me.
Wait, what?
Kenny Dykstra beating Ric Flair in 2007. I can't believe that actually happened.
Yeah. This is ooh, yeah, because later on that year, McMahon did the, if you lose, you're fired, and then that's when Ric Flair went on his little tour, his little match tour, and then of course it ended against Shawn. But yeah, these things happen, man.
So I've been told. If you read it, it actually happened.
Yes. All right, fan mail.
Yeah.
No. Woohoo! Come on, fan mail. Woohoo! Yeah. No, you're really not excited?
Oh yeah.
There we go. Hootie Who 420.
Who do you?
I was waiting for it. Happy New Year, mates. What was your favorite interview of 2020? I really enjoyed the Zicky Dice one. Loved the way he opened up about his career and personal life. Yeah, man. Excuse me. Brandon, what was your favorite interview that we did of 2020? That does not have to do with Kelly or the whole Starboy series.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah,
I finally get to do something, and then you just pull the rug out from under me.
You gotta. I mean, we did 16, man. The goal was 15. We had one more, better. What should the goal be this year? Should we do 35? No, we're not going to do 35.
69.
Oh, hey. Come on. So what
Okay.
was your favorite other than those?
Well, other than those, obviously, I would pick Bimbo Jimbo because, we hung out with him, we talked to him, but, you actually kind of got to dive a little deeper and talk to him a little bit. I found that kind of interesting.
Not Baby Huey. Wow.
I got to give love to my SF State boy.
Wow. How you going to do that to Huey? How you going to do that to Huey? I think for me and Baby Huey, he talked about this with me on and off air. The Shaw Guerrero interview I did, that was the last one I did last year. I mean, we packed in 15 years of her life. I mean, Eddie died when she's 15. She's 30 now. We packed 15 years of her life into 30 minutes, and she's 30 years old. So it was kind of a weird time frame in years and minutes there. I think that was really cool for me, man. I mean, talk about her father dying, favorite memories of her father, her getting into the wrestling business, marrying Aiden English, what she wants to do in the business today, and her other ventures and other aspirations and just other things she does outside of the business. So I think that was really cool for me. I think that truly is one of the best I've ever done. And having Jimbo and Huey on, my buddies, that was cool. Having Chris Van Vliet back on to kind of tie in, his stuff with AEW and other stuff like that. Zicky Dice, Santana Jackson, that was cool for me being a Michael Jackson mark. I mean, he didn't sound like Michael. He had a deeper voice, but no, just kind of when he's talking, my mic's muted and I'm thinking like, this is kind of eerie because he looks so much like him with the makeup and stuff. So yeah, those I think those were really fun. You have any others that stick out?
Check out my interview with Starboy Charlie.
Wow, just gonna plug it anyway. And
Sparky Ballard.
I didn't realize the Starboy Charlie interviews got such high numbers on the YouTube.
Hey, I told you we got the golden touch. Once I interviewed him, he's a TikTok star now.
I interviewed him before you did. Hold on. You got more time.
I got the golden touch.
You got more. I have the golden touch. I mean, look at all these people. Look at Jeff Cobb. Look what he's doing.
I got the golden. I got the golden touch. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to just spread the love everywhere. I got to put it where it counts. Starboy Charlie. TikTok popping off. There you go. Boom.
You have the golden touch, but I got the big money touch. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go.
I got the TikTok touch.
Okay. Moving on.
Check out Curveballs and Sure Shots on TikTok. Curveballs and CS posted our first ever TikTok.
Oh my god! You're an on-air personality, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Regular grown men that do that's just weird.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I'm creating content.
Absolutely. I'm
I'm not even like doing TikToks of myself. I'm just taking clips of streams I do of Dominic trying to get a Philip. I knew you're a gamer. Have you ever played Fall Guys?
I have not. I've heard good things about it. I may have to get this.
It's a really fun game. It's a really fun game.
I'll probably
it was free for a little bit, but
okay.
Dominic has been playing for about 6 to 8 months, I think, at this point. Not consecutively, but he has yet to get his first crown. So we have been on a search, on a journey for him to get his first crown, and his goal is by the end of 2021 to get a crown, and we shall see if that happens.
Do you think I would enjoy this?
It's a lighthearted game. It's a lot of fun if you're wasted, which go to Curveballs and Chair Shots on YouTube. I got a little drinks in me on New Year's, but
Okay.
I mean it's fun. It's fun, just you're this little coffee mug shaped person. You're just running around and jumping and grabbing things, and you got to be the last one standing. Which I won 2 crowns in the last stream. Could have won 3, but then I choked on Fall Mountain.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you. I'll have to go on the PlayStation Store and probably download that and see what's going on. All right, Jack of all trades. Who do you guys think has the potential to be a breakout star this year? For me, I think Cedric Alexander really has a chance to show the world what he is truly capable of in the Hurt Business, or once the group breaks up, or if he leaves the group. Breakout star. Well, I think Johnny Hungy, John Silver. I think he has the potential to do some really good work this year. And I think even with the unfortunate passing of Brody Lee, there's an extra umph in everybody in the Dark Order to really, show out and show them that this group wasn't for nothing. That Brody helped truly elevate all of us, and I think that's what they're going to do. So my pick is John Silver.
I like John Silver on Being the Elite. He's a whole lot of fun. I will say on the tribute show, he was wearing like the full Brody garb. Should stick to the trunks. I think when he puts pants on, he looks a lot shorter. But I enjoy that pick. I'm trying to go through my mind of people. I'm trying to maybe go down the NXT route of a breakout star. I mean,
Can we say Shotzi?
I was gonna say Shotzi. She had a real, surprisingly good year last year, based on she just kind of came out of nowhere, and she's like the host of Halloween Havoc. So I mean, you know what? I'll just go with Shotzi. I'll see exactly what she's doing. I say by the end of 2021, Shotzi Blackheart will have an NXT Women's Title reign.
Absolutely. I want Dexter Lumis to capture the North American title. I think he was in Impact, when he was Samuel Shaw, and he was weird. He was stalking women, which if they were to do that today, even though that was 5 years ago, it didn't seem as weird. I mean, it was weird, but it would have been a bigger deal on the NXT stage, even though now he's just kind of stalking men, which is, yeah, I don't know, kind of like a Mike Myers, a Jay's character, we could say. I think Dexter Lumis should win the NXT North American title in 2021. I think this will be his year. All right, and Bradis Day X.
Mr. X.
All right. Well, it says Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Mr. X.
Thank you. Yes. Is the -1 / Marco Stunt feud the feud we didn't know we wanted? Have you seen those clips?
I have not seen his clips
of -1, cutting a promo against Marco Stunt, and it really doesn't help that the kid's almost as tall as Marco.
I have seen -1, pinned Adam Cole. So Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Got to put the kid over, brother.
Hey, he was beating up the Acclaim too, right? Or Top Flight. He was beating up Top Flight. Yeah. The kid he could throw the discus lariat like his pops. Remember we went to that karaoke thing at Starcast, and did you see Marco walking around?
I feel like I saw Marco, maybe not exactly there, but I think I might have saw him. He is quite short.
Yeah. I mean, the match we need in about 10 years is Nicholas versus Brody Lee Jr.
There you go.
Yeah, and I hope Brody.
I feel like, where is Nicholas? I feel like we need to see a cameo of Nicholas.
I hope Brody Lee whoops that ass. My personal opinion. Has 2021 decided to get all of the match of the year candidates out of the way in the last few days? I don't know, man. I mean, there have been some decent matches already. And oh god, here we go. The H phone, is this that mature content the USA Network was clamoring for? No, it is not. No, it is not. I didn't even watch that segment because of how terrible I already knew it was going to be. What?
The what were we talking about?
The H phone.
The H phone.
Am
I missing something?
Hogan's phone. Where it translate racial slurs. Yeah, brother. Now that Ibushi and Kenny Omega are champions, plus the somewhat reemergence of the Bullet Club in AEW and Impact, could we soon see New Japan get involved in the cross-company promotion? Dude, I don't know.
So I was going to get into this in the AEW, but since Mr. X brought it up, I'll talk about it here. I saw a fun conspiracy theory on the Twitter machine that Jon Moxley, United States champion, he popped up on Wrestle Kingdom. He's going to defend it against Kenta. Kenta, right now, is part of the Bullet Club. So is Kenny and the Bullet Club boys softening up Jon Moxley so Kenta can be the U.S. champion? I'm just saying. I mean, it all kind of connects together.
I don't know. Will Moxley make a run in at Hard to Kill? That'd be cool. He'd be on 3 different companies in 1 year. Or in 1 month. That'd be different. All right. Finally, Snoop Dogg's top rope splash. Good God. Hey, he calls that the dog pound, right?
Uncle Snoop needs to get back in the gym. That was not a good look right there.
Get back in the gym, bro. I don't think he's ever been. I don't think he's ever been in the gym. Like, he's been the same build for the last 30 years.
I mean, it's kind of like Wiz Khalifa. Like Wiz Khalifa, he's gone to the gym and he's still 120 pounds.
It's all the weed, bro. It's all the weed. Maybe
burns all the fat in the muscle for you.
Maybe that's the answer for us, Brandon. Maybe we'll be thin boys if we do that.
The biggest fan of the marijuana.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, here we go. Monday Night Raw. So Keith Lee was unsuccessful in his opportunity to acquire the WWE title from Drew McIntyre. What'd you think of that?
Really good match. I did enjoy that there was no outside interference. Sheamus didn't get involved at all, which I almost kind of expected. But Drew McIntyre, beats Keith Lee. Really good match. Keith, as much as I love him, I think this was the right decision. Put him over clean. Don't get, a crappy finish. But it also is kind of like they do the crappy finishes so often that when you do maybe get a clean finish, maybe it hurts the person who gets pinned a little bit more than it probably should. But really good match, and really showed what Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee can do. Because I know you're going to yell at me for this, but Drew McIntyre having matches with Randy Orton all the time aren't going to be as athletically spectacular as when he's with Keith Lee. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, I'm not seeing.
It's not about athletics and spectacularism. It's about psychology and getting us to buy in and believe what's going on in the middle of the squared circle, Brandon.
Well, at least he didn't light Drew McIntyre on fire, so positives.
Y'all. Oh, Randy Orton almost lit Alexa Bliss on fire. How do you feel about that? Little Miss Sparkle Splash.
As much as I hated the end of Hell in a Cell, or whatever that was, TLC, I feel as though the ending to Raw was even dumber, because then they just play it off like, oh, it cut to black and we don't know what happened. I know they kind of explained it in the promo with Randy afterwards, but it's like, what are we doing? Why are we cutting to black and then we're just shoving a camera right up in Randy Orton's face like it is? I mean, presumably the camera would be in between Alexa and Randy, and it's like, what the hell? I know cinematic matches and everything, but it's like,
we don't
I feel like
that.
when it's in the ring, can we not be so cinematic about it?
There could have been a camera on the outside, and they just had that nice zoom. WWE has some very nice equipment.
So they're able to zoom through Alexa Bliss because they were standing face to face.
He was at an angle, bro. It's an angle. It's all about.
So
angles.
they got a Dr. Gadget, Inspector Gadget camera where it could just shoot out and kind of turn to the left and just put it right in to Randy's face.
Bro, it's all about the angle. How when you take a selfie, it's all about the angles. There's certain angles you have to hit.
As what Drake said, it's all about the mother effing angles. Yes,
shout out to my fellow Canadian. All right, and after this, Bill Goldberg comes out, and so this is another thing with Raw. Bill Goldberg says that Drew doesn't appreciate the men and women that came before him. Drew was supposed to cut a promo, saying that your time is up, my time is now. I wonder where I've heard that before. Yeah, but that was scrapped, because Hogan had to have his H phone promo or whatever, and then Goldberg, he wants a title shot for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble, which I guess he's getting. Pushes McIntyre down, and McIntyre gets up and headbutts him, but we don't see this on TV because they ran out of time. They have 3 hours.
I'm still confused. Is Raw actually live, or is it kind of pre-taped and edited?
I have no idea. I really don't know. I would assume somewhat live. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, my point is, we didn't need that. We didn't need an H phone. We really didn't need one. Like, I don't get this. I don't get this. And another thing, with Sting just showing up with the bat, at least Goldberg's old butt gets involved. Come on now, man. What are we doing? I'm mad at everybody.
I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of the segment after the match. I mean, yeah, it's Goldberg. I mean, I posted the thing on Curveballs and Chair Shots. I mean, Goldberg shows up to get a title match during WrestleMania Royal Rumble time. Oh man, here we go again. And I mean, the promo, I felt like it was I don't know if I forgot something or kind of missed something, but it's like Goldberg was going like really heavy after Drew McIntyre saying that, like, oh, you think all these old people can't beat you up? But it's like, I mean, yeah, I'm like in my physical prime and all these people are kind of past their prime. I think I can beat them up, Bill. Just calm the F down. And then I thought Drew's response was pretty good. It's like, 20 years ago, Goldberg, you probably thought the exact same thing. So why are you coming after me, old man? How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Shout out SpongeBob.
When Drew was like, fighting you would be like fighting my dad, mate. Have you seen the meme of Drew's dad and Goldberg? They look like the same person.
I have not seen this meme.
Yes. I mean, what are your thoughts about Goldberg getting another title shot?
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's like it's WWE just not having enough logical contenders for their championship. You can kind of look around, you can like pick and pluck people like what they did with Kevin Owens, but it's like you need to put time and effort into building them back up to be a main event caliber wrestler. And so you just kind of pluck Goldberg, put him in. If Goldberg wins, which I don't think he will, I think people there's going to be nobody in the Thunderdome, but I think people will still find a way to riot.
Brandon, we didn't think Saudi Arabia would happen.
Don't do it.
I don't want it. I don't want it. Personally, I think Randy should still be the champion. That's just my personal opinion. But I don't want to see that, man. I don't. If they can have like a WrestleMania 33 Brock Goldberg and Jace match, just boom, 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 big move after big move. We do it for 4 or 5 minutes, and then boom, Claymore, and we go home. I'm perfectly fine with that.
And I think with the Royal Rumble, fans. You're going to have two of them. You probably should have a fast and quick match.
You know what? He should kick out of the jackhammer at 1 like he did the F5. Yeah. Goldberg be like, what? Going for that spear, boom, Claymore, and that's it. We go home. We're done.
I do feel the kick out of 1 is an underutilized move, which I'm kind of appreciative of because I think if you overuse it, it doesn't mean as much. But I think the kick out of 1 can really be like a really big spot.
Exactly. Like when Kenny did it last year in that tag match, you were like, what? Yeah.
My boy Ishii does it a lot. Shout out Ishii.
Dude, when's Ishii again? Look, I'll care about New Japan when Ishii, like when he gets the title. Then I'll watch that stuff all the time. I love me some Tomohiro Ishii. You know I do.
Ishii's on the wrong side of 40 at this point. I don't know if he's going to get a run with the title anytime soon.
Bro, I don't know. He should. He should. Who was that 50-year-old dude that wrestled? Who was that guy?
Talking about Minoru Suzuki? What are we talking about?
No, not Suzuki. Dude wore like orange. Oh my god, I don't know his name. God. Anyway.
The guy wrestled Kenta.
Yes, guy that wrestled Kenta. You're right.
It is killing me that I can't remember his name, even though I see him all the damn time. There we go. Wrestle 15 card. What is that fellow's name? What's
that fella's name? What is that fella's name?
Kojima. There we go. Satoshi Kojima. Thank you very much.
Yes.
With Hiroshi Tenzan.
Absolutely. Shout out to the Japanese. Like once they get older, they truly get better. Like, you remember Hakushi from back in the day in WWF? He's like 55 and he's still killing it, man. Love those guys. All right, last up for Raw, The Miz regains the Money in the Bank contract. Adam Pearce gives The Miz the contract back because Miz didn't actually cash it in. First time this has ever happened. So, this basically guarantees The Miz is going to be the WWE champion. He better win the title. Jesus Christ. Please do. We need Mike Mizanin to be the WWE champion again, guys. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. What about you? Are you ready for it?
Was not a big fan of Miz holding the briefcase after Otis had it, and now we get the whole shtick all over again. So
Did you really think
can't wait.
Otis was going to win a world championship? No,
He doesn't-
absolutely not.
He doesn't need to win the world championship. He can just be like a fun-loving dude who challenges Roman.
I'm tired. I'm tired of them bastardizing this contract. It used to mean something. This contract was on a hierarchy like the Intercontinental title at one point. It used to truly mean something. What are we doing? What are we doing? My friend Chris Jericho created this damn thing. What are we doing? Miz has the contract. Let him beat McIntyre. Let him become the WWE champion. There we go. Or actually, you know what? Let's say Goldberg does beat Drew. Miz cashes in on Goldberg. He wins. He's a hero. He's an American hero. Just like in 12 rounds. Go check out Miz and all his movies. Love Miz. Love Mike. All right, ladies and gentlemen, AEW Dynamite. So the Young Bucks and SCU, they defeat people. I didn't actually see this match.
I mean, it was a good match. I mean, we've seen this match a bunch in AEW and elsewhere. It was good, solid Young Bucks, doing their thing. And yeah, I mean, it was fine.
Then SCU, what they challenged the Bucks to a title match, gentleman's agreement and all that other jazz, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing the thing. If SCU loses their match, then I guess they break up. So maybe that's catalyst.
Let's not do that. Let's stop doing those kind of stimulations here. Kazarian and Daniels, they're working the same rate they did like 10 years ago. They're great. They're fantastic. All right, Moxley's promo, cuts one in the ring. We haven't seen him in a month, and that's good. That's really good. I like that.
We did see him in the Brody Lee tribute.
I mean, like physically, like in the AEW ring. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's fine. Absence truly does make the heart grow fonder. Can't believe it's been a month, or technically last year. Yeah. So I mean, the promo was good. I think Moxley is one of the very few that's very good at doing the kind of quiet talking. Then he ramps it up, and it's kind of like a Macho Man. You know what I mean? Like the cadence changes from quiet and calm to really loud and eccentric, and then goes back down. I think he's one of the very few that's truly good at that.
I mean, I thought it was a really good promo. It was, kind of short and sweet, and it's almost kind of like he needs to do it. Even if Moxley isn't challenging for Kenny's title anytime soon, or that's, in the cards, he needs to like acknowledge what happened. And, he also had a promo for the U.S. title at Wrestle Kingdom. It was very short and sweet. It really wasn't anything much about it, but I do agree with you. I do like his cadence. Some wrestlers kind of lean on the yelling a little too much to be like, I'm serious, I'm yelling. Or I think Samoa Joe kind of did that maybe a little too much. But I think Moxley, he's calm, but he also kind of has like that scary, sinister demeanor to him, almost kind of like what Jay White was doing in that post-match promo. Like he was kind of like an evil genius having a mental breakdown. And he was like, he wasn't yelling, but you can like see like this dude's crazy. And it's almost kind of like Moxley on the babyface side has that same thing.
Absolutely. All right, next up, Wardlow defeats the Big Hurt, Jake Hager, with the F10. What do you think of their match finally happening?
I mean, the match finally happened. It wasn't the sexiest match in the world, but Wardlow getting the win.
Whoa. Was their match supposed to be sexy?
I mean, if they wanted to be sick, it could have been a lot sexy.
I mean, I know Hager's an interesting looking being, and Wardlow's got some chops on him, but
we don't sexualize athletes on this show, Philip.
No, whoa! I didn't say we were sexualizing athletes. You were sexualizing matches. But we're okay. It's okay to sexualize matches, but not athletes.
Exactly, because matches aren't like a being. It's just like a concept.
Okay. We sexualize concepts, not beings. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? This is why I keep him around. This is exactly why. For those of you that say, oh, he doesn't bring the energy, to hell with all of you. Yeah. I got your back, buddy.
Exactly. Yeah. But anyways, not the best match in the world, but I think it was the right decision to put Wardlow over here. I think keeping him semi-undefeated, I think it's a good move. Hager, I mean, it's Hager. Don't know what they're exactly doing. Maybe him and Jericho are doing the tag team thing, maybe not. But we did see something with MJF kind of, trying to console him. She's like, it's okay, buddy. Don't know what's going on with that, but I think good move. Wardlow wins, as he should.
Can we just put the titles on MJF and Jericho? Can we just do that?
No. especially
No.
now that the Bucks are heels, I guess.
Oh,
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. I have no idea. There was a TNT Championship weigh-in. Yay! You have Team Taz all show up. You have Darby debut the new TNT title. So yeah, Cage hops on the scale, 272. But really, he with the clothing he had on, I'd say he's about. It was light. I'd say he's about 270.3. That's the route I'd go. And Darby hops on the scale with all this stuff. He said he's 170, but in reality, all that clothing, he's about 167.6. So I mean, that's a whole 100-pound difference, as they mentioned. Taz told Tony Schiavone, "Get your white ass out of here." The lights go off, and oh my God, it's Sting. Yeah, I'm really getting sick and tired of this. This is what, the 7th week in a row. He just shows up with the bat. We're not doing nothing. Like, dude, at least whack somebody in the head with it,
I think we're getting to that point. I think next week he's gonna whack someone in the head with the bat.
Finally. Jesus Christ.
Maybe it's Darby. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I think he's gonna probably just, I wasn't gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I feel like he's gonna hit them with the bat. The Team Taz guys, and Darby gets the win that way.
What were you going to say? Text it. Just text it to me. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we have the American Nightmare, the Prince of Pro Wrestling, Cody Rhodes, accompanied by his coach, Snoop D-O-double-G. Hey, 1, 2, 3 into the foe. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre. Is that your dough? Hey, prayers up for Dr. Dre, man. He had a brain aneurysm. Seems like he's doing better. He took to his Instagram. We need Dre. We need Dre to be okay. We do. All right, so he goes up against Matt Sydal. It was an interesting match, Cody does things, Matt does things. All in all, Cody gets the win. Cody accidentally ran into Serpentico. Is that how we say his name? Serpentico, yeah. And then Serpentico and Luther start attacking those guys, and they get the upper hand. They hold him down, and then Snoop hits the dog pound splash. Should he call it dog? Should it be the dog pound splash, or should it be doggy style? What should we do?
I think it should have been doggy style.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how he wrestles. He wrestles doggy style.
Yes, absolutely. It was the name of the first album. It just makes sense.
I mean, that was his jacket.
Yeah, absolutely. What'd you think of the match?
The match was good. I mean, the top tier babyface with like kind of the mid-level babyface kind of wrestling back and forth, good athletic stuff. I don't even know how many times they've really wrestled in WWE. So, I mean, it was fine. It was all just kind of a catalyst for the Go Big show that they're really plugging. It's today on TBS. If you didn't know, January 7th.
Yes.
Plastered all over the ring. If you didn't know.
Go Big show. You're going to watch tonight, Brandon? I mean, you kind of have to.
Probably not, but I feel like it's going to be one of those shows that is just plastered everywhere and they just rerun it into the ground that sooner or later I'll just kind of just throw it on if I'm like in between commercials watching sports or something.
Really? I mean, Cody Rhodes isn't enough for you? Snoop Dogg? Bert Kreischer? Kreischer. Have you seen his machine stand up? Have you seen that?
I've seen it like 1,000 times. That's all my brother watches.
That is one of the funniest things I've ever. I'm the machine. It's one of the funniest things ever. And I mean, Rosario Dawson, that should be motive enough. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Marvel and Disney legend. Shout out Sasha Banks hitting a tornado DDT on Boba Fett.
Absolutely. You know what?
You're completely lost right now, aren't you?
No, the Mandalorian. I'm aware.
But you didn't see her hit a tornado DDT on Boba Fett.
No, I didn't. I did see the Rock Bottom hit. I did see the Rock hit a rock bottom in one of his movies once. That's about it. Snoop Dogg, did a custom theme song for Cody. Sasha's going to be on SmackDown. Snoop with two wrestling theme songs for different companies in the same week. That's impressive. I did like how Jericho was on commentary and was like, Snoop jumped to AEW! Snoop jumped to AEW! I thought that was funny.
I did like how Snoop went over and like dapped up everyone, and then right after Chris Jericho was like, I still hate him. Like, okay, Chris, yeah, you do. Whatever.
All right, so god, this was terrible. Hikaru Shida defeats Abandon to retain the women's title.
Abaddon.
Look, guys, if we're gonna do the fake blood thing, can we at least get a capsule? Like, you could tell, like a couple minutes into the match, like or not after they come from under the ring, you could tell that it was all just dried up paint on Hikaru Shida's neck. Get some capsules, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, this was really bad. I mean, I know the women's division isn't exactly the best in the world, but I think this is still on the lower level of women's division stuff we've seen from AEW. And I'm just glad that Shida wins. I hope they just kind of move forward, don't do anything else with this. But it's also like, I don't know where else do they go with the women's division? Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker are doing their thing. Maybe whoever wins that feud can come out and face Shida, but
just pull some women from. Wait, isn't Nyla Rose the number one contender? What the hell are we doing?
But that's also like the thing. We've seen that match so many times that I mean, Shida gets like the best out of Nyla Rose. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like how many times do we have to see that match over and over again? Especially because we don't see Shida all the time. It's like we'll see her have a squash match, and then she'll have like a title match out of nowhere, and it's usually like Nyla Rose or like Serena Deeb or Thunder Rosa.
Can we just go to Impact? Can we get Ty Valkyrie? Can we get Jordan Grace? Hell, Jazz is out of retirement. Can we get her? I'll watch a Jazz match in AEW. I'm not opposed.
Once again,
to that.
we had Abaddon do her thing. Can we actually get like the real Abaddon and get like Rosemary or Sue Young do it instead?
Can we get Jessica Havoc? Can we get her? Can we do that? I don't know. Kenny Omega puts the AEW title on the line against Ray Phoenix, and they went hard in the paint. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This was good.
This match was sexy.
Oh, well, it was glorified sex.
No Blue Chew needed.
Oh, hey, no.
6 to midnight, real quick.
Everybody was full out of attention. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Would you say this was doggy style?
I mean, doggy style, as of this moment in the ring, doggy style was not very good.
Okay.
Doggy style needs to put some work in, as I said.
Absolutely. This was fake Chow with Jace. But yeah, man, I mean, the match was really good. Phoenix does what Phoenix does. Phoenix is just so raw, bro. Like, I know I've criticized the flippy-ish in the past, but like when it comes to Phoenix, I don't care, bro. Like, he can do all the flips he wants. He's just hella raw.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix is he's so smooth in the ring, and Kenny, I mean, he's Kenny. I mean, I feel like I think you touched on a little earlier that with all these matches, I mean, Kota Ibushi doing his thing and NXT going head to head, like kind of two pay-per-view TV shows going head to head. I think Kenny and Phoenix really came out and wanted to do something special. Not saying this is like the best match of the year or anything, or the best match out of those like 4 shows, but I mean, it was a really good match, and I thought they delivered hard-hitting style, flippy doos and everything like that. I think they, with no storyline really in this match, I think they really carried it athletically.
Absolutely. Yeah, so after that, Omega gets the win. And then John Moxley shows up and said, he told Kenny earlier on the night, I'm going to get my revenge. And I've been waiting for something like this to happen, dude. The Good Brothers make a run in. They had the Impact Tag Team titles on them. They're just beating people down. And I was like, yeah, this is what's up. Yeah. Because, I mean, they were in Bullet Club together for a quick second, because I mean, they were in Bullet Club together for a little bit, but then, they left when AJ left.
They weren't a part of the Bullet Club when Kenny was the leader.
No, they weren't. I mean, yeah, Kenny was the leader. You're right. I had to think about that for a second. They weren't. And then, the Young Bucks come out, and, all those guys haven't been together in quite some time. About almost 5 years. Almost 5 years. So yeah, that was interesting, man. It was an interesting sight. And the Bucks, they were kind of like, should we do this? He's our friend. We love him despite what's going on with him right now. Yeah, and I thought that was cool. So are they just going to be called the Elite?
I guess when they ran down next week's card, they said, "Oh, the Elite will be in action," which that I assume that means Kenny and the Young Bucks. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like Kenny's the heel, the Bucks are pretty much babyface at the moment. Like, how are they going to really explain that? And I'm not saying like it tipped their hand by any means, but now that they did this angle, it makes sense. And the Bucks, they were kind of playing, kind of back and forth of what they were doing. The super kick to was it Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman?
The Varsity Blondes.
They super kicked the young boys basically, and they kind of reluctantly put up the too sweet. They can't exactly say too sweet. I mean, Jericho just yelling, "That's the hand signal," or whatever he called it. But
and that's where the fans go, whoop whoop, too sweet, whoop. You know that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how they're going to play this out. I just assume the Bucks are going to just join them, and maybe they have one more faction to the to AEW. But I think it's almost kind of like cements. Adam Page is the one that needs to like beat Kenny for the title. Like that needs to happen now, especially now the Young Bucks and Kenny are reunited. Like Page is the one that has to win.
So let's say, I mean, because they kicked Adam out of the Elite. Cody, is he still? I mean, he has like his nightmare family thing going on. So is he still Elite? Do we know?
I don't know, but he can't challenge for the title.
That's true. Do you think Cody will be like, if you can't beat him, join him thing? You think we'll do that?
I mean, I've been speculating about Cody turning heel. I just don't think if Cody's turning, he needs to be the guy. And I don't think him just being part of a faction. Like when he was a part of the Bullet Club, it didn't really work too much for me personally. Like, I mean, yeah, he was entertaining with the being the Elite stuff, but it was like he didn't stand out, I think, as much as I think he would if he was the leader or just alone.
What do you mean? He did become the leader for a little bit. They had that match at Supercard of Honor, and Cody won. It was for control of the Bullet Club.
Sorry, so long ago, I just forgot.
Wow, Cody has accomplishments. You don't want to remember them.
He just has so many. He has so many.
Really, I mean, if we're talking about Cody's era of the Bullet Club, like, I mean, I was already watching like Bullet Club ish, but that's when I went like hard in the paint because like, oh, it's from WWE. I like Stardust and all this stuff. Let me really tune in. And I mean, his star did rise from being in the Bullet Club. We can't lie. It did help elevate him to where he became the draw like on the independent scene for quite some time. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see.
It will be interesting to see.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Superstar Spotlight. Who do we got? I'm giving it to the Elite Boys. Gallows, Anderson, Omega, Bucks for an interesting end to Dynamite. Something that gets the people talking, gets the mouths just champering. Yeah.
And I'm going to give the Superstar Spotlight to a person in a match I have not even seen yet, but I have very high expectations. Finn Balor, NXT champion, retains against Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, everyone's talking about.
Why'd you spoil it?
Spoiler alert! It already happened. I mean,
I know. I legit didn't know.
Well, there you go.
Wow! How you gonna do that to me, man?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna be honest. I had the Wrestle Kingdom main event spoiled for me because your boy was trying to watch it live and I was a little tired. Go to sleep, wake up, and I just see Ibushi on the stage holding up both titles. Like, damn.
Yeah. Damn you, internet. Why can't you guys just hold off? Why can't you guys just wait? Like,
blame NXT's Instagram. If I didn't run into it, I probably wouldn't have said anything.
Oh, okay. All right.
He got a little. Finn got another boo boo. He got a little bloody.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, Brandon. Promo pick of the week. What is it?
The promo pick of the week. We're gonna go back in time all the way to September 23rd, 2020. Gonna remember some Brody Lee stuff. He has some harsh words for old Cody Rhodes. This was the promo where Cody came back and they are going to the dog collar. And this is where Brody introduces the dog collar and challenges Cody for the match. We talked about, maybe people yelling a little too much. I think Brody was yelling a lot, but I think in the moment, everything that was kind of happening at the time, I think this kind of deserved to be kind of a more yelling promo, but it also kind of shows like this was really kind of the stuff that Brody was doing very, very good in AEW.
Absolutely. What did you think of the Brody Lee tribute show?
I thought it was just absolutely fantastic. Kind of hard to watch at the beginning when John Silver pinned, got the win and he started bawling. And then Eric Rowan came out. Sorry, Eric Redbeard. Don't want to get DMCA'd. I mean, that was really emotional in the tribute at the end. By far the best show of the year for 2020. I'm not watching it ever again. I watched it once and that's good enough for me.
Absolutely. It was very well done. Wins and losses didn't need to matter that night. It was just about honoring the life of Brody Lee. And I mean, his son got signed to a contract, so whenever he's getting ready to step in between them ropes, he has a job. So that's cool, man.
-1 versus Nicholas coming at a Double or Nothing 2032.
There we go. You know what else is 2032? When I run for the presidency of our country.
If that is even a thing anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we got 13 days before the lunatic is out of office. So, we'll see. We'll see,
Stay tuned. Next week, we'll have a Brody Lee match.
Absolutely, absolutely. Close match pick of the week. Mick Foley versus The Rock for the WWE Championship, Monday Night Raw, January 4th, 1999. This is known as the day in wrestling in which, people changed the channel. Eric Bischoff said, "Oh yeah, Mick Foley's going to win their world title," because this was actually taped on December 28th of 1998. Yeah. And so, spoilers alert or whatever, and everybody flipped the channel to see, and a massive pop that Mick Foley got as he was crowned the WWE Championship. That would be the first of two others he would go on to win in his illustrious career. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not exactly like the best match in the world, but it just showed like with the Attitude Era, just all these characters were just so over. The Rock, Mankind. It was, I don't know if it was like officially a lumberjack match, but there was just wrestlers everywhere. And then, got to bring up my boy, old Stone Cold. People talk about it. I think this is by far the biggest single pop just in the history of wrestling, period. Stone Cold comes out, hits Rock with the steel chair. Mankind covers 1, 2, 3, boom. And then just the crowd just going absolutely ape.
Yes, ape-ish. Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it. Thank you guys for joining us for our first podcast of 2021. Really enjoyed it. Brandon and I will be back as always. As this is what we do. This is the first of many this year, man. Are you excited? Woo! Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, all that good stuff. All right, follow us on Twitter at BulletCast, Instagram The BulletCast, YouTube channel The BulletCast, email us BulletCast2 as in the number 2 sweet swet@gmail.com, 99.9 FM KW in Watsonville every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, Patreon. $5 tiers. Here's some unreleased stuff. All right. I guess that's going to do it for us. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe, stay quarantined. Diamonds are forever. So is the Microphone Messiah. Once again, Happy New Year, everybody.
Red alert, this is gonna hurt. When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is what I seek. We are the elite, and you are the
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.